It's Saturday morning, and I'm not a bachelor anymore. My Moosie is home, sitting right down there in his red Barca lounge, and we are cozy as two little bugs in a rug. So stay tuned. Moosie is talking more than a cameo. I mean, he really gabs sitting out in a chair. The birds are singing, and they're out there. He was out there by 8:45, 8:30 this morning. Things are back to normal, and I'm going to tell you all about it. Well, let me start from the beginning. Yesterday, I finished up all the last minute little things here at the cottage to prepare for the homecoming. And I drove over to the skilled nursing. I let them know I was going to be there between 10 and 11 in the morning. And I went into Moosie's room. He was all set sitting there. I had taken down a lot of the posters and all the pictures that the family and the little grandkids and great grandkids, all their little letters and things that they had done for him when they visited. Took that whole wall of stuff down the day before. I had taken his wash home the day before. So there wasn't too much to take. It was just what was left for the last day or two. And Moosie was in his chair, just ready to go. People were popping in, saying goodbye, and he made so many friends while he was there, and really became, I think, the popular patient because he was well to begin with, and he was able to joke and laugh with everyone and compliment them. And I think that means a lot to them when they get some feedback from the patients. So we had to sit there a little while because Micah and Colleen were going to help me into the house with him. I was going to bring him in the wheelchair. And they were out. They had to take Colleen's car somewhere, and they were picking up some groceries. And so they said they wouldn't be home till somewhere around noontime. So we decided, Moosie said, let's just get out of here. And I drove him. I didn't rely on the transport because he doesn't have any pain now in his head. So unlike the first time when I brought him home from the hospital, where he had to hold his head and I was going 20 miles an hour and there were kids in the back behind my car, me trying to go slow, and they were honking the horn and passing me on both sides, and I was trying to avoid holes, and it was bad then. So he has made tremendous progress. So we drove to one of my Vons, and I decided to stock up on some of the things Moosie likes, his favorite cereals. I even got some extra corn muffins. Oh, by the way, I was going to put corn muffins in and give them to him this morning. A couple of little fancy orange and cranberry muffins that I had gotten. So, by the way, my food shopping bill has gone up. I told you I was spending a fraction of the bill on food because my eating habits are so weird, mostly raw vegetables and shrimp dipped in dips and things like that. So I picked up some great soups. Oh gosh, what else did I get you, Moosie? Of course, I always get his probiotic yogurts and little treats here and there. So he just wanted to sit in the car, and he hadn't really been outside for 3 months. So he was enjoying. The day was glorious, big white fluffy clouds and a blue sky. It was great. So by the time we got home, Mike and Colleen were standing up at the top of the driveway in front of the cottage, just screaming. So I did the old beep the horn bit all the way up the driveway. And Micah helped him out, put him in the wheelchair. It was like he never left. Everything was great. He settled into the red chair. Colleen took some pictures, and we were back to normal again. So after he was all settled and Micah and Colleen said goodbye, and they had something they were doing up at the house. In about 20 minutes, I said, well, here you are down in Moosie's world, sitting in front of your TV. I think there was a ball game ready to come on, and he had his books and everything was there. I said, what do you think you'd like to eat? And he thought for a minute and he said, I think I want some of that herring and crackers, and I want a Diet Coke. Well, he hadn't had a can of soda in 3 months. So we have to go easy on getting back some of these favorite foods because he still is basically at that same weight that he had lost those 32 pounds earlier. And of course, we want to keep him there because I think that's why he rehabilitated his mobility nice and quickly, too. He was a lot lighter. So I fixed a big plate for him, and I fixed a couple of the saltines, but I left a nice big jar of that herring with the onions and everything in it. I prefer the herring and the sour cream. He likes it just in the regular sauce with the onion. Well, he fixed a whole big plate of that, enjoyed his Coke, and I think he fell asleep because I heard some snoozing. He just put his legs up on that lounge chair of his, and off he went for a while. I went into my bed and I put my feet up, and I think I fell asleep for a while too. So as the day went on, remember, by the way, that happy birthday package you saw down there? Well, that was a very special package that Moose and Colleen collaborated on. He wanted to give me a birthday present, but he was in the skilled nursing and didn't have the wherewithal to be able to get it. So he and Colleen got together. He told Colleen what he wanted to buy me. Colleen did some research. He did some research. And Colleen managed to do the shopping. And last night, when we were cozy in bed, and I haven't gotten to that part yet, but that's when I got my present. This has to be one of the nicest presents I have ever received from Moosie. As he said, he had some, what do you call them, flops over the past couple years, maybe buying some wrong sizes or anything.
Always, decades. I failed for the last 2 decades.
Oh, he says he's failed in the gift giving for me for the past 2 decades. Not really, but it's hard when I really don't want anything that I can think of when he asks me. But this has to go back to some great presents in our early years, and I will show it to you later. But after our snoozes, I don't know what else we did. We must have snoozed for a while. And he watched his ball games. About 6 o'clock, he said, okay, I'm coming in. I'm ready for my bed. So because he was filled up on herring, he wasn't too hungry for, remember I said I was going to make those special grilled cheese sandwiches and the basil tomato soup. Well, we both weren't up for that. So we both thought, what can we have? Because Margie had sent up an ice cream cake for my birthday, and we had decided we were going to have that in bed and celebrate my birthday. So we knew we had that to look forward to. But what do you eat? Just a little bit, just to keep your tummy full before that. And we both came up with the same idea at the same time. And you know it's one of your faves too. Just a fried egg sandwich with a little bit of ketchup on it. Perfect idea. I toasted the bread a little bit, made the great eggs, turned over easy, and we had those in bed. And he put the TV on. We talked to Matthew for a long while on the telephone, and a couple of the other kids all calling, welcoming him home. And I think the Mike Tyson fight came on. He was interested in that. Well, my sleeping habits, have changed a bit. When I was batching it alone, I started falling asleep in the early evening, which I did. And Moosie was not quite used to that. So he said, right, kind of pulled me out of it a little bit. So aren't we having that ice cream cake? And I hardly answered, I don't think. And I guess he figured, oh, well. Well, I didn't wake up until 10:30. He was still watching TV. And I said, do you think you want your ice cream cake now? And he said, sure, why not? So I got up, got the cake out of the freezer, had a hard time cutting that ice cream, but brought it in. It was out of this world. It was one of those Carvel cakes with, it was chocolate, and it had some kinds of toppings on it. Remember the old Carvel ice cream cones way before yogurt became possible? This was a treat. They had several of these places all over the place. So that's what we had. And when we did that, I opened my present. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you my beautiful present from Moosie with Colleen's help, but it was all his idea. and a great one, I tell you. When I opened this up, I didn't even have to, I took the paper off, and I didn't even have to touch it before I knew what it was. And let me show you. Land's End. Beautiful box. That had a gorgeous black ribbon on it, wrapped so pretty. There's the ribbon. Do you know what it is? Can you guess? Just going to show you this. It is the softest, beautiful, high-quality cashmere sweater. That is a cardigan with tortoiseshell buttons. It's a different type of a cardigan. It has a nice V-neck, and it's not tight. It's nice and roomy like I like it. It seems to be longer in, it's not a tight-fitting cardigan on the bottom. It's more like a loose, almost like a jacket. And I know it's not going to mean anything to you till you see it on. We were talking about what I would wear it with. It would be so dressy over a long, gorgeous black skirt and a fancy lacy top of some kind with a beautiful lacy collar. But it would also be pretty with black pants or something else. So we were both saying, what are you going to wear with it? We haven't decided. But look at the color. It is beautiful. I would classify this as probably a hot pink. It's not red. No, in the darkness of we had a little bit of a light last night. I couldn't really tell what it was. But let me just open it up, and I will be modeling it in a future video. Not this one, okay? But at least I didn't want to leave you hanging. Look at that color. Isn't it gorgeous? But how beautiful is this? Look at the bottom of it. See, the buttons go all the way down, and the bottom is sort of a straight bottom on it. Would be beautiful with a belt. I have lost a little weight in my tummy. Maybe that would be nice. Or just plain over your shoulders, anything. But I wish you could feel this cashmere. You know cashmere the minute you look at it, but when you touch it, oh, it's like silk. Beautiful. Thank you, Moosie. I just love it. So that was our first night. We woke up. I woke up at 6, quietly got up, had my coffee, and came back to bed. And about half an hour later, Moosie said, "Good morning." The sun was just starting to come up. And he said, "I slept from what, Moose? 12 until 11 something until 6:30, 6:45 in the morning." He said it's the best sleep he's had since he left home 3 months ago. And he slept all night. It did not bother him sleeping. His head didn't hurt at all with the brace on. He can't figure out whether it was the elevation of our bed, which he was able to get the right elevation, or his favorite cozy pillow. We don't know, but thank the Lord, he had a wonderful sleep, and hopefully this is the way it will continue with no bother with the neck brace on. So he had some ideas about what he wanted to do right away. He didn't want his breakfast right away. He wanted to go outside and sit in his chair and look at his garden and the birds, and he wanted to talk to you, my friends. And she said, let's do that right now. I want to talk to all those wonderful ladies who said so many prayers for me and thinking about me all this time. And I want to be outside. Well, winter has almost come to California. It was in the 50s this morning. So he bundled up, and he has boo-boos up here on his head still from when he fell. And some of his baseball hats irritate these. And so we found, I don't know what you call it, some kind of a golf cap that was one of his favorites. He put that on, put his vest on, and out he went. I took some pictures of all the birds. The birds got all excited when he walked out. They were running around like crazy. The little teeny birds are out, and they're all eating up there. It was wonderful. Even Shamu was right there by his feet. What a beautiful day today. In the garden, the birds are here to welcome Moosie home. The flowers are shining in all their glory. Look at those birdies. They're so excited. Flying and flying. And
And
look who's in the chair.
my name is Moosie, and this is my world. I'm home.
Welcome home.
Okay. Hi, girlfriends and boyfriends, and especially Bobby. Hi, Bobby. Do you think I'm Steve Reeves, Superman? I'm not. I can move around. I'm not paralyzed. Well, you may think I'm Hemingway, but these whiskers are coming off. All right. What I want to do is, if you can move around here. What I want to do is tell you the good news and the bad news. The bad news is I have to wear this thing for a long time, maybe forever. So what? That's the good news is that I've already got in my mind that I can deal with this. I'm crazy. I love it. I'm the same guy. Look at my eyes. I'm the same guy. Not to worry, friends. Not to worry, Moosie, Nanny. And the other thing I'm thinking about is, as I was in the hospital for like 3 months, you eat, you exercise, you go back to bed, you spend a lot of time in bed doing nothing but boredom. So I've scoped out at least 2, maybe 3 courses at a college that I know of. For instance, one is a course or a big long lecture where a guy takes apart the Fifth Symphony of Beethoven and goes through the whole thing and explains it to you. And another one is a puzzlement that I studied when I first retired, and I just can't figure it out. Why, since the year 700, have there been wars going on in the Mideast between the Semis and the Shiites? Anyway, there's another course I found that I'm going to take to kind of clear that in my mind. What the heck is going on over there? And so, friends, there's good news and there's bad news. The bad news, I've put aside. The good news, I've just told you about. I'm here. I'm happy. I'm happy to be home. I'm happy to be in my garden with my birdies. And I'm happy to love my friend, Nanny. Love you all. Love you, Bobby. By the way, I was happy. I wasn't sad. I was happy in the rehab place I was in, mainly because of the staff there. They were good to me, the girls.
In the skilled nursing, yeah.
Skilled nurse, yeah, exactly. And the physical therapy guys, I had made friends with them 3 or 4 years ago when I had the hip thing. Same guys, same sweetness, same devotion to me. I love them too. God bless you guys. All the kids came to visit me there, and they brought pictures and letters, and we had patio parties, and I put these pictures all up on the wall, and that was one of the things that made me happy.
Didn't you just love some of the little cards and things
Oh,
that
it
the
was
little
amazing
great-grands
how
did?
acclimated too. They came into a new atmosphere, old people, what have you, and me looking like this. No fear or upsetness. They were terrific.
I know. That's what got you through, all those little great-grands and
Oh,
grands
God,
and
yeah.
and grandchildren, and our kids were wonderful with helping me at home too. I have to tell you, the family support is everything,
Yeah,
isn't it?
sure is. Car still there?
Shamu is here guarding Moosie. Look how close he's sticking to Moosie. You happy to have Moosie home, Shamu? He said yes. Did you hear him? This is amazing, the way the cat's sitting at your feet. You didn't know you had a
Yeah.
guard. We've put flea medicine on again.
On me?
No, the molting season is happening again, but it works real fast. After he came in, he wanted his breakfast inside. So this morning I fixed him some nice oatmeal with those Quaker oat envelopes that are so good with the different cinnamons and maple syrup in them. So he had that. He used to love those anyway in the winter. And I always put a little bit of whipped cream in. He had his probiotic yogurt, and I bought some navel oranges. He was able to eat them if I sliced them nice and thin. He had a great breakfast. I still haven't done those muffins, but I'll heat those up in a little while when I finish this. And then Ryan came down to help me do my first of the shorts. I know YouTube has been waiting and they want everybody to do those. So maybe now that I'm doing shorts, my algorithm will improve and they'll shoot out my videos and my shorts, and more people will be joining our family here. It was fun. Ryan said, now here it goes. It's so simple. So she and I did 3 videos. First video, Ryan's teaching me how to do it. Second video, I'm telling everybody to watch Nanny and the Moose. Third one, I made terrible bloopers, and then Moosie made his own short. Some of them are funny. One or two of them are almost like those boo-boos. What do they call them that people put at the end of videos?
Bloopers.
Bloopers, right. Thank you, Moose. See, he's always a help when he's listening to me here. Most always. And a couple of them were bloopers. I got mixed up on the time or whatever. So do go to the shorts. Today we made 3 shorts, and you'll meet Ryan, Colleen's oldest daughter. And it was fun. So now Moosie wants to do a short. So if I can figure out, Ryan has gone back to college. So if I can figure out now with my notes and everything I've learned from Ryan this morning, Moosie and I, or Moosie alone, will make a little short of his own. So you'll have one more to watch. That will be 4 shorts in one morning. And already the numbers are going up on those too. So go figure. What else can I say about the day? We're very encouraged with the way Moosie is getting around on his own. He insisted on walking out very carefully to his chair out there. Everything was ready for him. He did so well with that. I didn't have to use the wheelchair. It would have been a little hard for me getting the wheelchair down the ramp, but this was probably safer. And everything is wonderful. What else did I want to say? Oh, I think I told you I'm having a plumbing problem. And the plumber that I had called never arrived Thursday. Turned out he was held up in a parking lot by 3 masked men that took his truck, and he jumped out, thank God. He was saved, and stole all his, they found his truck somewhere, and all his things were stolen from his truck, poor guy. So he called me today, and I was able to call another plumber who I am expecting any minute now. So I have that. I still have to fix the broken refrigerator in the freezer. I took a pick to try and break up the ice, and I broke a hole in the bottom of that ice maker tray. Honestly, I had that problem, and there was one other that I can't remember, but I'm not thinking about it now. So, but we will try and do videos more often now that Moosie's home. Thanks for bearing with me on all of this, especially with my shorts, but I'm so anxious. I'll be doing shorts, I hope, every day, maybe if I can think of things to do. I appreciate all your comments, all your prayers, your love, and comments and suggestions on ways for Moosie to get better. Everything seems to be just what we had hoped, and we are definitely grateful, that's for sure. I love you all. See you real soon again, and God bless us all.